Civil society is questioning the transparency surrounding this policy, adding that the Vice President has more questions to answer about the $3.1 billion spent on the Good for Oil policy. Well, Steve Manteaw, his spokesperson for coalition of CSOs in the extractive sector, he joins us live here on NewsDesk with more. Thank you for your time here on NewsDesk. Now, initially, there were concerns about how much public funds is being sunk into the Gold for Oil policy. But now the Vice President says $3.1 billion was used. Does this settle the matter relating to transparency for you?
Well, thank you very much. And let me indicate here that on this occasion, I speak in my capacity as the co-chair for the Ghana Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, GAITI. And to make the point that the matter related to Gold for Oil is something that has come to the attention of my committee, and we've dealt with it extensively in our 2020 report. So viewers and listeners can Google the Ghana EITI 2020 report on the mining sector. It's hosted on the website of the Ministry of Finance. The first point I need to make is the fact that the whole Gold for Oil program has been shrouded in secrecy in ways that does not build public trust. Right from day one, the Ghana EIT in its report challenged the government to disclose the policy document underpinning the program. To date, the policy document has not been disclosed. And we thought that you couldn't actually implement a program that has not been carefully thought through and documented. Secondly, we noted that there hadn't been adequate consultations around the program, and which actually deprives the program of expertise and expert input, and also civil society support. Along the value chain of this program, we noticed that there were various segments. First and foremost, we needed to think through how we finance our gold purchases. From the beginning, the gold purchases, when the program was announced, that we expected that the gold purchases will be from the national budget. So we went into the budget to find the provision in the budget for the local gold purchases. We found none. Later, we were to discover that the Bank of Ghana was providing the finance, and this was on the blind side of Parliament. That amounts to extra budgetary financing by the central bank, which is not good economic governance practice. And we are not surprised, therefore, that the World Bank advised the Bank of Ghana to pull out of the program. Secondly, we also noted that you will not take your gold to the market and sell it yourself. So you will need intermediaries, people who deal in gold sales and the rest. We were not too clear how we were actually procuring those services. And we thought that it was important for transparency around who was actually performing the transaction on behalf of the state. Again, once you are able to sell your gold on the international market, you needed to procure the oil products, the finished products. Now, it was not too clear how we were even selecting the suppliers. And so on both ends, there were some opacity around the transactions, and which in our view gives room for all manner of rent-seeking and corrupt activities. So we, in our report, challenged government to make those full disclosures in terms of the buyer and supplier selection related to this Gold for Oil program. As we speak, we still do not have those disclosures. Again, let me make the point that the Gold for Oil program perhaps may be a good idea, but we are not able to confirm what the Vice President has said because of the opacity around the transactions. We again note that, the Gold for Oil program is designed and thought through properly, could actually indeed help with the availability of forex in this country. But it is also equally important to recognize that it does not deal with the volatility effect of gold as a mineral on our national budget. So we thought we could, as a country, increase the stockpile of gold that we have, which the Ghana Central Bank is already doing. So then the gold for oil program becomes complementary. But at the same time, there was the additional opportunity to begin to take your mineral royalty from the large-scale gold producers in cash, rather than, your mineral royalty in gold rather than in cash. But we continue, even while we are seeking to procure more gold, we continue to take our mineral royalty from the large-scale operators in cash, which I don't think is good enough, because if you are a country that wants to increase your stockpile of gold, then of course you want to shift from taking your royalty in cash to in kind. So there are all these issues around the gold for oil program. And I think if the, the vice president, now the presidential candidate for the MPP, can provide further details on these issues, it will help to build public trust, and perhaps we'll be able to confirm the assertions that he's making.